Well, Brian, before we move on to the other side of the promotional street, what is the rest of the down and dirty doo-doo in the WWE these days?
I have one other thing here. This was just sent to us. And actually, as I'm looking, a bunch of people have tried to post something about this on the Cult of Cornette page. This is from ITR. Is that Inside the Ropes?
Inside the Ropes.
Why Mickie James was replaced on WWE LFG. That's that show on A&E that's airing right now that we haven't watched, but the clips are being played in another kayfabe busting moment. In the middle of the wrestling shows now, they play clips like this.
Yeah, the wrestling school on television. But yeah, she was originally one of the lady trainers. I didn't know she'd been replaced because we haven't been watching it, but what happened?
Either have I, and either did I. Here's what it says here.
Either have you.
By Sandra Ruth. A new report sheds light on Mickie James being replaced by Michelle McCool on WWE LFG. Back in December, a press release from WWE announced that A&E is strengthening its relationship with the sports entertainment giant as it picks up an in-ring competition series called WWE LFG, which stands for Legends and Future Greats. The show is similar to...
The first one is fairly accurate. The second one, I think, may be optimistic at best, but go ahead.
The show is similar to Tough Enough, featuring aspiring pro wrestlers attempting to secure a WWE contract while receiving training in the ring from legendary performers of the past, such as Booker T, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Undertaker, and Mickie James. WWE LFG has officially been renewed for a second season on A&E, and the announcement revealed that class of 2025 WWE Hall of Famer Michelle McCool had been added to the cast, while Mickie James had been removed. According to a new report from Fightful Select, sources close to A&E indicate that The Undertaker had a hand in this change being made. Sources close to the series told Fightful that The Undertaker would be open to continuing to work on the show if his wife were added to it. So the decision was made to replace James with McCool. The report makes it clear that The Undertaker did not specifically call for James to be replaced or removed from the program.
Just for his wife to be added.
Just that he wanted McCool involved. So... what are your thoughts on, again, it's a weird era where everyone's getting their family hooked up in WWE. I believe him that he didn't want Mickie James fired. I actually believe him on that. However, what do you think was going to happen?
Well, and that's, again, Mickie James, and besides, not saying there was nepotism, but she's married to Nick Aldis, so she's still part of the family.
That's right.
But the thing is, Mickie James, she was in OVW in 2004. That's 21 years ago. And before that, she had already been working on the independents. She had the best trainers, worked with the best talent, upcoming talent in OVW, the same kind of classes that the Victorias and etc. came from. She worked there for years and then has gone on to TNA and etc. She's got worlds of experience in a variety of companies against all kinds of opponents. And so if you're going to have somebody training somebody, well, that sounds like that would be what you want. But so the same thing I said when they presented Michelle McCool with, you want to be in a Hall of Fame, couldn't she have said, I don't want people to think it's because it's gonna be because of The Undertaker. And the same thing here. Did she work for 3 years? Was that the length of her career, or was it that long? Or we had a bunch of people said, "Oh, she was the greatest thing ever" during the period of time you weren't watching the show. So we can't really disprove that.
I didn't watch the show in a dedicated fashion, but I always kept up with Raw. Like every wrestling fan, you never completely turn away. Everyone knows that's true. You could say
I turned away.
You know what? We could still talk about wrestling though. But I paid attention to what was happening. I always hoped something would pull me back in. That's why I was here, for things to pull me back in. they sucked. Michelle McCool was a diva who like transferred into having a job on the roster. At the time, as it was happening, I don't remember anyone saying that woman should train others.
Well, that's the point. I would want the same thing with the Hall of Fame announcement. Do we remember does anybody talk about a great Michelle McCool moment? Have they been played on these endless documentaries and rehashes of WWE history? Has any great Michelle McCool promos or matches been highlighted? So I don't see how that you could make a case that of anybody that's available to him that she would be the best trainer of the female gender. But there you go.
There you go. I see here another report. Nick Khan is insisting on Killer Khan being put into the Hall of Fame. Here's a quote. I don't have any family. This is as close as it gets.
But T-Joe, cousin T-Joe, is going to have to be the one to induct him.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think The Undertaker wanted Mickie James fired. At least I hope not. But what did you think was going to happen if you say, if you don't add my wife, I'm leaving the show? What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, well, it's not a Cecil B. DeMille production. They can't have a cast of thousands. How many people can you listen to? She was already the only female trainer of the list that you rattled off there, and
you know, I always liked her name in OVW, Alexis Lurie. I always thought that was such a great name for a female wrestler.
Except it was unfortunately she had been using that beforehand, so they weren't about to let her get away with that.